Fazbear Entertainment has a habit of bringing back things that should have been left in the past. Over and over, they've ignored the dangers of their own technology, reusing animatronics and AI without even thinking about the consequences. Now with Secret of the Mimic, it looks like they're making the same mistake again. Based on what we've seen in the trailer and what we know from the Tales of the Pizzaplex books, there's a strong theory about what this game's story could be. It seems like Henry Emily, one of William Afton's friends and co-founders of Fazbear Entertainment, might actually be the main character. The game seems to start with the main character, who we believe is Henry, being sent on a mission by Fazbear Entertainment. The way the narrator talks in the trailer makes it sound like this is an official task, not just somebody sneaking in. Henry has been given access to an old Fazbear storage and testing facility, and his job is to retrieve an AI system that was left behind. This AI is none other than the Mimic, a machine originally built by Edwin Murray. Unlike other animatronics, the Mimic was designed to learn from people and copy their behavior. But after witnessing traumatic events, it started imitating violent actions instead. Fazbear sees it as valuable technology, something they could use for future projects. The problem? Fazbear has a history of reusing dangerous things, like Springtrap, Burntrap, and Glitch Trap. Instead of destroying threats, they just repurpose them. This mission could be another example of that. Henry is technically working for Fazbear Entertainment, but I believe he has his own secret goal. He isn't there to help the company. He's there to make sure the Mimic is never used again. This would fit with what we know about his character. Henry is someone who has been watching Fazbear from the shadows, waiting for the right time to put an end to everything. If this theory is right, Secret of the Mimic shows an earlier part of that mission. Henry likely already knows about the Mimic's past and how dangerous it is. In Tales from the Pizzaplex, we learn that the Mimic was locked away after it attacked people, but instead of destroying it, Fazbear just sealed it up and left it to be forgotten. Henry now has the chance to stop it before Fazbear can bring it back. However, things don't go as planned. Everything in the facility seems abandoned, but as Henry explores, he starts finding old security logs and notes from employees. These logs suggest that people who worked for the Mimic were afraid of it, or worse, they disappeared. Then, something goes wrong. While trying to access the Mimic's AI system, Henry accidentally turns on the facility's backup power. This is exactly what the Mimic has been waiting for. Unlike regular animatronics, the Mimic doesn't just attack blindly. It learns, it observes, it copies. It's one of the most advanced animatronics we've seen in the FNAF universe. As soon as it wakes up, it starts studying Henry, learning how he moves, how he reacts, and how to predict his next move. This is what makes the Mimic so terrifying. It doesn't just chase Henry, it outsmarts him. As Henry digs deeper, he finds something even worse. Hidden Fazbear files suggest that William Afton himself was interested in the Mimic's AI. If that's true, then this could be the missing piece in the mystery of Glitch Trap. The Tales from the Pizzaplex stories hint that the Mimic's programming might have been used to create Glitch Trap, the digital version of Afton. In FNAF Help Wanted, Glitch Trap acts like a virus that can learn, manipulate people, and even transfer itself into their minds. That sounds very similar to the Mimic. If Afton or someone working for him experimented with the Mimic's AI, then that would explain how Glitch Trap was able to survive even after Afton's physical body was gone. It would also explain why the Mimic is so important. If Fazbear gets their hands on it again, it could bring Afton back in some form, something Henry cannot allow. At this point, Henry knows what he has to do. He has two options. Follow Fazbear's orders and let them take the Mimic, knowing it can be used to keep Afton's legacy alive, or destroy the Mimic, ending it all then and there, even if it means risking his own life. Henry has always been someone who is willing to make sacrifices to stop Fazbear's evil. If this theory is correct, then Secret of the Mimic could show a key moment in his story, one where he chooses to stop the Mimic, no matter the cost. The final part of the game likely involves Henry setting the facility to self-destruct or sealing the Mimic away permanently. Either way, he likely won't let Fazbear get what they want. Even if Henry wins though, Fazbear isn't going to admit what happened. Just like in the past, they'll probably cover up the whole incident and just move on with their next project. Maybe they'll bury it in the ground or something. They seem to like to do that. To them, the Mimic never existed. The Tales from the Pizzaplex books suggest that the Mimic's AI is hard to destroy completely. Even if its physical form is destroyed, parts of its code could still exist somewhere. This could explain why Fazbear's technology keeps getting corrupted, why Glitch Trap still lingers, why Security Breach's AI is so unpredictable. Maybe Henry stopped the Mimic from being fully recovered, but even if a small piece of its programming survived, then the danger isn't over yet. If this theory is right, then Secret of the Mimic explains why the Mimic is such a major threat, how it could be tied to Afton's digital survival, and why Henry was so determined to stop Fazbear's experiments. Whether Henry succeeds or not, one thing is still clear. The Mimic is still watching, still learning, and still waiting for its next chance. Subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you, and goodbye.